A healthy expression of our innate tendency to care is a skill we should all acquire. Affectionate displays can be a wonderful way to demonstrate appreciation for the people and things that mean the most to you. But there's a fine line between genuine interest and idolization. Putting your relationships in danger in this way is not worth it. Every man should learn the art of taking care of things without compromising his values. If so, where do you stop? So how can you quit worrying about things that don't serve your higher purpose? To begin, know that concern is not inherently negative. All of us have interests and concerns. To give just one example, while the omission is something about which you should always be concerned and even obsessive, the things you care about are the ones that really count at different points in your life. Being overly concerned about other people's well-being is often a liability rather than an asset. Men are naturally problem solvers. It's in our blood. The intensity of our emotions sometimes backfires and does us harm. If you let your emotions get the best of you, it's time to find some equilibrium again. Therefore, the actual issue is how to find a healthy middle ground between caring too much and caring too little. Here are 6 strategies for accomplishing that goal. Number 1. Stop putting all your eggs in other people's baskets. People who care too much about others share a common trait. They expect good things from others in return. The harsh reality, however, is that you will almost never receive the kind of return that you're hoping for. In spite of your best efforts, the people you care about will never reciprocate your concern or attention. This is the underlying issue in a lot of couples' interactions. The man will repeatedly message the woman and may even send her a reply in an effort to curry her favor. Though you may see her actions as loving, she sees nothing but your neediness. The question then becomes, what can be done about this? Simple. Don't put in more than the other person is willing to. Always keep in mind that every interaction is a two-way street, from your romantic partnership to your friendships and business collaborations. Respond with the same enthusiasm and focus that the other person is showing you. Return the favor and give the woman the time of her life if she's interested in you. But if she's just playing games, you already know what to do. In other words, try not to take it to heart. You shouldn't hold the other person responsible for their lack of confidence in you. If you can get the other person to commit the same amount of money, you can't go wrong. Number 2, practice rejecting offers. To preserve privacy, tranquility, and a sense of self-worth, the word no is your most potent weapon. If you don't want to do something, or if it's being done against your will, just say no. If you don't protect your personal space, other people will invade it constantly. In other words, if you don't say no the first time, they'll keep doing it. Actually, women excel at this sort of behavior, and males could take a lesson from them. If you think back on your relationships, you'll see that women tend to be more open and honest about their feelings after they feel safe with you. Don't bottle up your feelings like that. Instead, practice expressing them openly. Brothers, communication is essential, and women regularly exploit this strength to influence men. People pleasers, sometimes known as nice guys, typically come out on the losing end of relationships because they let others take advantage of their lack of self-awareness. They'll have to agree to things they don't like, but as soon as they start saying no, the people around them begin to act differently. Some individuals are going to get mad at you because you no longer share their views or prioritize their comfort. Give them permission to go and keep going with your plan. Number 3, do not pass judgment. Men often make the mistake of assuming the worst, just like a nitpicky woman could. As an example, consider how frequently we are subjected to news reports that contain outright falsehoods, or that only present one side of a story. Making a snap decision based on an emotional reaction to a piece of information is surprisingly simple. Once you let this happen, you're effectively putting yourself into a situation where you care too much. You have made an arbitrary decision and invested unnecessary time and effort into this matter. It's also possible you're misinterpreting the situation. Everyone has an opinion about everything these days. Only a man with his feet firmly on the ground can resist the temptation to draw hasty conclusions. Before making a big or life-changing decision, like getting married or passing judgment, take the time to understand the whole story and hear the other person's side of the story. Especially if the story being told makes them sound like the bad guy. Always remove yourself from the immediate circumstance and act as if it were occurring to someone else so that you can assess the issue objectively and make a decision. The term bird's eye view describes this perspective. Number 4. Don't worry about what other people think. Though everyone has an opinion, ask yourself how many have actually helped you. Let's be real. Most people don't have a firm grasp on their own mental processes, but we nevertheless place far too much stock in what they think. Do not give any consideration to the other person's judgments about you or your life. This should not make you ignore what other people think and feel, because that will stop your growth. Assess and recognize the company you should avoid, for their viewpoints are best avoided at all costs. It's best to take into account their viewpoint, evaluate it for validity, and then decide whether or not it's useful. If it seems inappropriate, just disregard it and move on. Number 5. Conceal your insecurities and work on your confidence. Respect for oneself and others go hand in hand, and both are essential for healthy self-care and social responsibility. If you don't value and respect yourself enough, others will always come first. Imagine a seesaw at a playground with your own dignity and pride on one side and the dignity and time you offer to others on the other. You have to maintain a steady equilibrium on this seesaw. As a general rule, it's not a good idea to base your life on either extreme. Avoid treating others with such disdain that your confidence evolves into arrogance and self-loathing, and avoid treating them with such deference that you care too much about what others think of you. Number 6. Define your own personal standards for success. Success is defined differently for each person because we all have unique goals and objectives. Success can mean different things to different people. For some, it's about being recognized and rewarded. For others, it's about completing a task on time and successfully. You must define what constitutes success for you and learn the various routes to that end. When reaching this goal becomes all-consuming, it's easy to stop caring what other people think. I'd like you to listen to a proverb that has served me well. A lion, the saying goes, doesn't give a hoot about what a sheep thinks. Why? For the obvious reason that a lion has no use for the sheep in his pursuit of his own higher aim. The same is true for your life and priorities. Just because you don't care as much about something doesn't mean you have to hate it. Moreover, don't forget to express your affection. In order to help the program out, click the like button and subscribe button.